Fans and Chris Dempsey here in the Altitude studio for Nuggets post-game live. All right, fellas, initial impression. We talked about it after the interview there with Jamal Murray. Offensively, it's never a worry. It's never a problem. What do you guys think about the method of hacking that poor free throw shooter for the Suns?
Okay, so I think this is a really cool conversation, and I'm glad you brought it up first. Because the Nuggets were up, what, 7?
They were up 8, 3 minutes to play.
Okay, yeah. So if I'm jumping in the head of David Adelman, I do understand it from this standpoint. If you really think that Iguodala was going to step up and miss those free throws, then all you're really trying to do is steal possessions because you are scoring on the other end. If you steal 2 or 3 more possessions, you score on the other end, you take an 8-point lead, make it a 12-point lead, make it a 14-point lead. Now you're starting to take control of the game in the way that you probably didn't have it before. However, he made 3 out of 4 of those free throws. And so that's what you got to do.
You know, I'm in disagreement. If it's maybe one time you do it, but what it does, it's kind of basically saying we can't stop Phoenix. We can't stop them. And that's a bad feeling. Well, that's exactly what kind of happened. They didn't stop them enough. 123 points is too many. The Nuggets only won 1 quarter, and that was the second quarter where they held them to 22. And they won big. They won by 17 that quarter.
I just wonder what the, and I'm going to look this up as we're talking, but I just wonder what the field goal percentage for the Phoenix Suns in the fourth quarter was.
7 of 18.
Because, like, they were, so 38%. Your defense was fine. What you did was you fouled all the time, and you started off. But they only did that twice. I mean, let's not act like they did it
but
like
you also
50
got
times.
the bonus
They did twice.
Quickly.
Yeah. Correct. And so, but then you started fouling, and the free throws is what kept them in the game. And so I guess if you're going to say that that's part of bad defense, then I'll have to grant you that. You know, I look at this game, and I think in that fourth quarter, you got to figure out a way to defend without fouling for sure. Yeah. But certainly your field goal percentage defense was really good.
All right, well, let's show you what happened in the final stretch. The Nuggets, again, were up 8 with 3 minutes to play, and then the Suns go on a 12-4 run. This bucket ties it. Jalen Green, under a minute to go now, and you're thinking, uh-oh, we're in one. Now you got to respond. Next time down, Jamal Murray responding. There you go.
Missing all game long till the fourth quarter.
Nuggets regain the lead. Time to play some defense. Can they defend? Well, it's hard to defend that guy. Devin Booker ties it back up again. That's a tough thing to defend. But
in the paint.
Remember, the Nuggets have the 2-man game, and they go to work with it. Joker got it. And that would be the final bucket of the game because Devin Booker, as we have noted, tried to win this thing. Let me step back.
You know what? I wish we had shown it a little bit earlier. I love what Nikola Jokic did a great job. First, they threw the ball accidentally in the backcourt because Joker got out on Booker. Then he doubled him, forced the ball out of his hand. Then it became a little bit more of a rush game. Booker went for the 3, and it didn't go.
Yeah, he tried to walk him off. He definitely did do that. And quite honestly, he got a really good look.
That little rebound bucket almost went in.
Yeah, I know. Royce O'Neal just to throw it in. Yeah, so the Nuggets avoided a couple of like clear looks at the basket, which is sometimes what you got to do to win these games. I mean, you know, it's
another road win for them. They get in their road. What's their road record?
One more road win, and they will tie the franchise record for road victories.
I think they only have 2 left. One's in Utah,
and then San Antonio.
San Antonio
closes.
And they might not even.
And the San Antonio game may not mean anything, but if they win both the remaining road games, it'll set a new franchise record for road victories.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Nikola Jokic, another triple-double, his 3rd fastest triple-double ever. Almost had it at halftime. Got it early in the 3rd quarter. 23 points, 17 rebounds, 17 assists. Is that good?
That's pretty good to me, Dims. I mean, he was more of a passer today. A lot of double teams and stuff. So 3rd quarter, I think he had 6 assists. And, you know, just did it. But then when big bucket time came, he made some big ones.
Yeah, no doubt. And, you know what, 16 points in the paint. And I think that's what I love the most. And I know Hans loves this too, which is Joker in the painted area. And, there was a point, and I believe this was the second quarter, midway to the end of the second quarter, when he just completely took over this basketball game when the Nuggets offense kind of really needed him to. And he did that in the paint. He stayed there for the most part in this game. That's, look, when he's dominating like that, you just give it to him, just feed it to him. We saw it with the two-man game at the end.
Yeah.
All right, we had some questions about the Nuggets down the stretch. We'll hear what Coach Adelman has to say about that. Nuggets survive the Valley of the Sun. They sweep the season series, by the way.
Yeah.
3 games to
Beat
none.
Phoenix whenever we want.
Feels that way, doesn't it? Swap. Flavor and player swap. Do both of them. Tell you what, they don't want to swap the bench because THJ, Tim Hardaway, where would they be without him? Where would they be without a bunch of these guys? How about Julian Strawther? 7 quick points off the bench.
I don't think he had any minutes in the second half.
He did not.
Great
Bruce
first half.
Brown was fantastic down the stretch.
9 points, 9 rebounds for Bruce Brown.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing that kind of stood out to me about the bench is that, yes, the point production was there, 38 points off the bench, but 3 rebounds, Tim Hardaway, 7 rebounds, Spencer Jones, 9 rebounds, Bruce Brown. Like, they did every other thing out there on the basketball court as well, and that's just what you need. I mean, it's not. I know we want to boil the bench down to simply just points, and they definitely matter. There's no doubt about that. But if you're preventing points, that also matters.
Yeah.
If you're clearing the glass and getting extra possession, that also matters. And so all of those things put into a pie is the reason why you get a number that's a +9 in the non-Jokic minutes.
I was going to ask, have we found an answer to the non-Jokic minutes? Because they took care of that deficit in the second quarter, and then they really didn't give up much in late third, early fourth quarter. Is this the answer now, going small, Bill Hansick?
It'll be a different kind of small because you're going to get Peyton Watson back into that, and he gives you a little length. And but yeah, I think Adelman's comfortable playing. They're not playing Jonas Valanciunas.
I think he loves it.
Yeah.
I think he loves it. I mean, there have been very few. When you think about what the Nuggets have done in terms of lineups over the course, and obviously some of it was forced upon them with personnel losses, but when it has not been forced upon him and he has tried things, this is like one of the few that he is both feet in the water in this one. Like the first time he put it out there, he loved it, and he's just going to continue to tinker with it until he gets it right where he wants it.
I think it's because you inject some chaotic defense in there, and it's something that wins, especially in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Let's hear from Coach Adelman. He is at the post-game interview room right now.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen him get 60 and a triple-double, so tonight was pretty light. No, he was incredible, efficient. Just makes the right play for his teammates. He's the ultimate player that makes everyone feel like they're part of the game if you're on his team. And that leads to 17 assists, quality passes, huge shots at the end, and really fun to watch him and Jamal play together. But yeah, Nikola's, in my opinion, he's the best player in the world. He's good for basketball. He's good for sports. I've said that before. Any sport that you enjoy or you like to play, that's a role model right there. That's how you should play team sports. That's what he's done forever.
How would you assess again the kind of small ball group that you put in there tonight?
Yeah, I know they were +5 in the first half. The second half, and we probably broke even for the game, but I liked it. I thought we were aggressive. I thought that unit, we missed a lot of easy shots, bunnies. And if we can just be a little more efficient offensively, that allows us to set ourselves defensively. And if we can do that, that's when Spence becomes really special, and Bruce, and we can really sit down and guard. So, a lot of positives from that group, and I'm going to keep saying it. I just told the guys in there, Julian Strawther plays really well in the first half. I don't play him in the second half. Just his impact, just being ready to play. Cam Johnson, I don't play him with the second unit in the first half, and he comes into the third quarter ready to go. And that's who we have to be. Whether you're in the second unit, play with the starters, you get 2 minutes, 3 minutes, just have an impact on the game and understand that you're on a good team. And if you can just impact winning, you're doing your job.
How did you see the trust of the starting group play out in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, and again, the repetition hasn't been there. They're finally getting a chance to play together, getting back to some actions that we haven't ran in a while. With Aaron Moore as the ball handler, he's been good to us. It allows Jamal to get off the ball and go find the ball. I thought we found Nikola in spots late in the clock where we were patient. And that's who we have to be. I think throughout the year, when we've had issues, it's been a lot of hurry up stuff, and we got to just calm down and execute, knowing that we have great personnel for late game situations. We always have. So yeah, there's some growth tonight, and we got to keep working on and get better at it.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep. Thanks.
Hey, it's a